Okay, imagine this. It's late Friday night, right? You're maybe winding down your week and bam, the phone rings. You're suddenly the CIO, the chief information officer of this huge corporation.
A major role, yeah.
And here's the kicker. You know basically nothing about IT. Plus, the guy before you just got fired. And, well, you weren't exactly quiet about thinking he did a bad job.
Oof. Talk about being thrown in the deep end.
Exactly. So now it's your problem, all on you.
Yeah.
Where do you even begin with that kind of chaos?
Well, that's precisely the pressure cooker scenario we're diving into today. This deep dive, it's all about navigating exactly that challenge. We're cracking open chapter 2 of Austin, Nolan, and O'Donnell's book, The Adventures of an IT Leader.
Right.
And we're really focusing on those chaotic, high-stakes first steps of a brand new CIO, this guy, Jim Barton, what his sort of trial by fire tells us about leading effectively, especially in these complex IT shops.
Okay, so our mission here in this deep dive is really to pull out those vital lessons: leadership, management, strategic ID, all the good stuff this chapter offers.
Oh.
And this is especially for you. Maybe you're stepping into a tricky role yourself, or leading some kind of digital transformation, or maybe you're one of our graduate students thinking about strategic information systems.
Exactly. We'll look at Jim Barton's, well, unexpected journey through those 3 critical lenses we use in the coursework: organizational stuff, management issues, and the IT-specific problems.
Right. Get ready, because we're going to uncover some surprising bits, some really practical insights that honestly should shortcut your path to getting up to speed on this stuff.
Okay, so let's set the scene a bit more. It's late Friday, March. Jim Barton, until a few hours ago, he was running loan operations, doing well.
High performer,
High performer. Now, boom, he's the new CIO at IVT Corporation. And he's just pacing his condo, feeling this sense of foreboding, the book calls it.
You can feel the anxiety, right? The irony is just thick. He knows he's a good business manager. He's confident there. But IT, it's like a foreign language to him. And he was a vocal critic of the last guy, Bill Davies. Now he's literally standing in his shoes.
Yeah, it's like this reluctant hero narrative, isn't it?
Yeah.
Called to an adventure he absolutely did not ask for.
Totally. He tries to distract himself, music, calls his girlfriend Maggie. She's a consultant, conveniently, but she's out of town. Nothing works.
That weight of the hot seat is real.
So he can't settle down, restless. He ends up heading out to a local bar, Vinnie's Bistro.
And this is where things get, well, interesting, unexpected, really. At Vinnie's, he bumps into this young guy, looks tech-savvy. Barton thinks he's an IT nerd type.
Right.
And Barton, probably because he's anxious and maybe had a beer, he just spills everything. His whole sad tale of career misfortune, as he sees it.
To a complete stranger. So what does this stranger, this accidental mentor, say?
Gives him this kind of cryptic advice: you gotta know what you don't know.
Okay.
And Jim's first thought is, yeah, okay, I definitely don't know the techie stuff.
Right.
That's obvious. But the management stuff, I got that.
Conflict there.
But the kid, he sees right through that. He challenges him. He basically implies, look, a lot of managers think they're great, but they don't really know effective management from, just going through the motions.
Wow. So it's about both the tech and the management blind spots.
Exactly. It's that deeper self-awareness piece. Even your strengths might have weaknesses you haven't seen yet. It's like Management 101, but delivered by some random guy in a bar. Incredible.
And Jim actually listens, right? He asks him, okay, smart guy, if you were me, what's the first thing you do Monday morning?
Yeah, and the kid's reply is immediate, very practical. Start trying to figure out who on your team is really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Identify the talent.
Right. Since Barton knows he doesn't know the tech, his first job is finding the people who do, the real talent, not just the loudest or the ones with fancy titles. Find them, empower them, and implicitly figure out who's not pulling their weight.
Because otherwise...
Yeah. Otherwise, you fall into what the kid calls blissful management ignorance. You think things are okay, but you're rewarding the wrong people, missing opportunities, just, well, managing the appearance of success. Flying blind.
That's a sharp insight.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It does, and it's a great moment that Barton even sort of half-jokingly offers the kid a job. It shows he's already starting to recognize talent, maybe even unconventionally.
But the weekend's not over yet for poor Jim.
Not by a long shot. Sunday morning, he's out for a run, trying to clear his head, and who does he run into?
Oh, no.
Bill Davies, his predecessor, the guy who just got fired. Barton describes it as, to his horror.
Awkward is an understatement. How does that go down?
Well, Barton tries to be diplomatic, no hard feelings, that sort of thing, but Davies is having none of it. He's bitter.
I can imagine.
And he hits Barton with this prediction, this dire warning. That company is a madhouse. Nobody could succeed running IT in that place. You won't last a year.
Wow, you won't last a year. That's brutal. What does Jim do with that?
It hits him hard, really hard. He realizes, okay, being the hero who stepped up means nothing long term. Performance is everything. Memories are short. Deliver results, or you're out. Just like Davies. Heroics forgotten, as the book puts it.
A really sobering lesson, isn't it? Especially for new leaders. You're judged on outcomes, period.
Absolutely. So after Davies jogs off, leaving Jim probably pretty shaken.
He pulls himself together.
Yeah, he does. He gets his composure back and spends the rest of Sunday actually planning, making his game plan for week 1.
Okay, so what are the first moves? Internally first.
First thing, call a meeting Monday morning, all his direct reports. Even though, kind of funny, he admits he doesn't even know who they all are yet.
Gotta start somewhere.
Right. And then he plans a bigger off-site meeting with the whole IT management team in the coming weeks.
And the goal for that offsite?
That's key. He wants each manager to present the current status of their area, the big challenges they see coming, and crucially, opportunities to create value for the company.
Create value, not just fix problems.
Exactly. It's not just about gathering info, it's strategic. He wants to collaboratively build a future vision for IT's role in the business, leverage their expertise, address his own gaps, and set a collaborative tone right from the start.
Smart. What else internally?
He also pencils in time with Gary Geisler, the IT finance person. Needs to get a grip on the money side, fast costs, budgets, investments. It's basic IT governance, really, making sure the spending makes sense for the business. Plus, the CEO is going to ask about the budget soon.
Good point. Okay, so that's internal. What about looking outside?
He calls Maggie the consultant girlfriend. Smart move. She agrees to tap into her network, set up lunches for him with experienced CIOs, industry analysts, key vendors.
That sounds incredibly valuable, learning from people who've been there, done that, especially for IT service management insights.
Totally. But Maggie adds a wise caution. One-off chats are nice, but real insight comes from ongoing relationships. Build connections.
Good advice. Does she offer anything else?
Yeah, a really valuable twist. She says, when you meet IVK's business customers, don't just be Jim Martin, the business guy. Go in wearing your new CIO hat. Ask them point blank, how well is IT actually serving you?
Ooh, direct feedback.
And she teases him again. You might be surprised by what you don't know. It keeps hitting that theme, uncover your blind spots. He needs that fresh perspective, needs to align IT with what customers really need, not just what IT thinks they need.
That feels critical. So before we get into our analysis lenses, Maggie also sends him something, like a cheat sheet.
Yeah, she emails him her notes on the IT manager as a business leader. It's basically a primer for the modern CIO. It lays out common barriers IT leaders face.
Like what?
Things like IT managers sometimes lacking business acumen, getting stuck with that information plumber stereotype,
Right, just keeping the pipes working.
Exactly. Or IT being too distant from actual customers, not having enough time for strategic thinking, lack of support from the CEO or the board, stuff like that.
So where does Barton fit in? He has the business background and the CEO support, right?
He does, which is unusual and a huge advantage. His big barrier, though, is the flip side. He doesn't know IT. It just highlights that core idea. Today's CIOs have to be bilingual, fluent in business and tech.
Makes sense. What else is in Maggie's notes? Any bigger trends?
Yeah, she touches on how IT has shifted globally. It's not just about cutting costs anymore. It's about driving market share, enabling growth through digital innovation. Think cloud, SaaS, social media, IoT, analytics, the whole digitization of the enterprise.
So CEOs expect more now.
Definitely. They expect CIOs to manage people and processes well, yes, but also to make IT flexible, adaptable, ready for constant change.
And what does it take to succeed, according to her notes?
Building strong relationships is huge. Developing tech talent, but talent that also understands the business. Educating peers about new tech possibilities. And having a clear, compelling digital vision. You can see how Barton's early plans, like that offsite, are already aiming at some of these.
So Maggie's core message is?
Be bilingual, build bridges, foster agility, get governance right, manage talent smartly, and crucially, protect the company, safeguard the data, ensure business continuity. One major breach or outage, she implies, can end a CIO's career fast, non-negotiables.
Okay, that's a fantastic overview of Barton's first, 48, 72 hours. Just a whirlwind.
Absolutely. Anxiety, unexpected advice, harsh warnings, strategic planning. It's all there.
So now let's really unpack this using those three lenses from our strategic information systems framework. The ones we often use in courses like BCIS 5381. Organizational issues first.
Let's do it. Organizational issues, teams, turnover, and culture shock. Right off the bat, turnover. Davies is out, Barton's in. That alone creates instability. High turnover in leadership like CIO, it shakes things up, hurts morale.
Especially if Davies was, what did the book say, a benevolent dictator? That style leaves a mark on the culture.
For sure. So organizationally, Barton's first job is maybe trust repair. That all-hands meeting he plans. Smart first step. Show visibility. Show you're willing to listen. Start mending fences. Address that likely bruised morale.
And then there's the teamwork and talent utilization piece. Back to the kids' advice. Figure out who's really good.
Golden advice, absolutely. It's about finding that hidden structure, the informal org chart. Who are the real influencers? The innovators, the people everyone goes to when things get tough.
The linchpins.
Exactly. Find them, empower them. That boosts productivity. And yeah, you also eventually need to deal with the underperformers. Talent management has to be a day one organizational thought for any new leader.
And tied to that is the basic organizational structure itself, right? He doesn't even know who reports to him.
Hilarious, but true. So that offsite meeting where managers present their areas, it's like a quick and dirty organizational audit for him. It helps him map the territory, infrastructure, development, security, who does what.
And it probably helps them see the bigger picture, too.
Right. It encourages cross-team awareness, starts breaking down silos. It signals a shift, hopefully, from maybe a blame culture to a more collaborative one.
Okay, what about customer relationships as an organizational issue? Maggie brought that up.
Crucial. Her advice for Barton to meet customers as the CIO, that highlights how IT isn't just internal plumbing. It directly hits the customer experience. Downtime, slow systems, clunky interfaces. That all reflects on IVK.
Especially as a financial services factory trying to go more digital.
Precisely. IT needs to become more customer-centric. Organizationally, Barton needs to bridge that gap between IT and the business units. Maybe even get IT folks to care more directly about the end users, about revenue. That's a big organizational shift.
And one more. Innovation. Was IT under Davies just keeping the lights on or actually innovating?
Good question. We don't know for sure yet, but Barton framing those manager presentations around opportunities to create value, that's pushing them. Think business value, not just tech specs.
Shifting IT from a cost center
to a value creator. Could they use mobile apps better? Data analytics, AI for risk? Barton's trying to spark that innovative thinking within the organization.
Okay, that covers organizational issues well. Let's shift to management issues. Leadership, communication, and performance pressure.
Right. So leadership style and self-awareness. Barton comes in strong on management experience, maybe a little bit of ego even, but that kid at the bar immediately pokes at his self-awareness. Know what you don't know. It's that crucial management lesson. Humility, growth mindset. Good managers have to adapt, and Barton's willingness to actually listen to the kid is a good sign.
And his communication skills seem pretty solid too, judging by how he handled Davies.
Yeah, that was impressive. Davies is hostile, bitter, but Barton offers the olive branch anyway, shows maturity. And then, instead of getting defensive about the won't last a year comment, he channels it.
Into motivation.
Right, and reflection. Why did Davies fail? How can I avoid that? Taking tough feedback calmly, using it constructively, that's strong management communication.
And that brings us straight to performance pressure. That Davies prediction is hanging over him.
Absolutely. It creates this intense, prove yourself fast dynamic that so many new leaders face. But Barton's approach is smart. Get informed before making big moves.
Ready, aim, fire. Not just fire.
Exactly. Crucial in a potential turnaround situation where everyone's watching you.
What about management structure and culture? If Davies left a madhouse, Barton's got work to do.
Yeah, he needs to bring some clarity, some structure. Those regular meetings, the manager presentations, they aren't just about info gathering. They impose a rhythm, a process. They improve communication flow up and down.
Setting a different tone. More transparent, maybe?
Hopefully. More collaborative than maybe a top-down style Davies might have had early days, but the signs are there.
And stakeholder management seems huge here, too. He's got multiple fronts.
Oh, absolutely. He's got to manage up, keep CEO Williams happy, anticipate her questions, probably with data from that finance guy. He's got to manage down, earn the trust of the IT staff, show respect for their expertise, address maybe understaffing issues.
And sideways.
Sideways, too, his executive peers. He needs to renegotiate those relationships from his new CIO perspective, build allies. Maggie's notes hinted at that proactive communication is key.
Okay, and performance management. The
Yeah.
kid's warning about dolts and genius.
Right back to that. It's a direct hit on the need for fair, informed performance evaluation. Barton can't just rely on gut feelings or who schmoozes best. He needs data, needs to see actual results, to know who his stars are and who needs help or needs to go.
Ties into governance too, right? Like project failures might stem from poor performance management.
Exactly, it's all connected. And finally, there's culture building as a management job. This is Barton's chance to hit reset on the IT culture.
How so?
Well, his willingness to take advice from literally anyone, even the kid in the bar that models a learning culture, right? An inclusive one. If he brings that openness into IT, encourages real dialogue, creative problem solving, he could really shift the dynamic away from whatever existed before.
Okay, great points on the management side. Let's tackle the third lens, IT issues, tech gaps, governance, and the road ahead.
All right. The elephant in the room, technical expertise gaps. Barton himself says it. I definitely don't know the techie stuff.
That's IVK's big gamble, isn't it? Betting on business savvy over tech chops for the CIO role.
It is. So how does he compensate? Leaning heavily on his team. That rapid self-education he seems poised for. Using those manager presentations to quickly understand the landscape, the state of their legacy systems, any patchwork databases, integration nightmares lurking under the surface.
Which leads straight into IT governance and strategy.
Hmm.
He's basically building the strategy as he goes.
Pretty much. That offsite, the meeting with the finance guy, those are his first tentative steps into IT governance, making sure IT decisions actually support the business goals. This is where, in the real world, frameworks like ITIL for service management or COBIT for governance often come in handy, trying to bring some order to that potential madhouse.
Makes sense. And the backdrop to all this is digital transformation, right?
Yeah.
IVK needs IT for growth.
Exactly. They can't just tread water. They need new capabilities, better online portals, mobile banking, maybe big data analytics. The CIO has to drive that, ensure IT is flexible enough to absorb change.
So Barton's 2016 challenges, how do they relate today?
Well, his focus then might have been analytics or basic digitization. Today's CIO is grappling with AI, generative AI risks, complex cloud strategies, automation. But the core challenge is the same: leveraging technology for strategic advantage and managing the associated risks and integration challenges, and making sure you don't have hopelessly outdated systems holding you back.
And speaking of risks, cybersecurity and stability, that's always looming.
Always. It wasn't an incident in this chapter, but Maggie's note about safeguarding assets and ensuring business continuity is a constant pressure. Barton needs to get briefed fast on IVK's major risks. Are there security policies? Are they followed? Think standards like ISO 27000 or the NIST framework.
It's like IT Murphy's Law for a new CIO, right? Expect something to break.
You almost have to. One big breach, one catastrophic outage, it can be game over.
Okay, what about integration challenges? Systems not talking to each other.
Super common IT headache. Siloed data, maybe the CRM doesn't talk to the loan system properly. Digital tools bought but never really integrated or used well. Barton's fact-finding, especially with his operations background, should help him sniff these out and prioritize fixing them based on actual business impact. Better enterprise architecture needed, probably.
And last IT issue, IT staffing and skills. Does the team have what it takes for the future?
Key question. Does IVK have people skilled in mobile development? Data analytics, whatever the next wave is, Barton needs to assess that. Then he's got options. Retrain existing staff, hire new people, maybe even that kid from the bar.
Or partner up.
Or partner with vendors, consultants. It ties into those bigger IT sourcing decisions, too. What do we build ourselves? What do we buy off the shelf? What do we outsource? And how does cloud adoption fit into that strategy? It all comes back to having the right capabilities, people, and processes.
Wow. So yeah, just in this one chapter, we've really seen Jim Barton thrown into the fire. Anxiety, advice from strangers, warnings from predecessors, frantic planning.
It's a crash course, and we've picked it apart using those organizational management and IT lenses.
So wrapping up, what does this mean for you listening? Maybe you're a grad student in strategic IT, maybe you're aiming for leadership, maybe you're just fascinated by how businesses navigate this stuff. Barton's first few days, it's really a masterclass in, well, survival, but also self-awareness, managing stakeholders, and that constant, intense pressure to actually deliver results.
Absolutely. What Jim Barton seems to learn almost instantly is that being a CIO, maybe any senior leader today, isn't necessarily about having all the answers, especially the tech ones. It's much more about asking the right questions.
Finding the talent.
Finding the talent, managing expectations effectively, and just relentlessly focusing on how technology, people, and processes deliver tangible business value.
Which leads us with a final thought, maybe something for you to chew on.
Yeah. In this world where digital change just keeps accelerating faster and faster, what are the don't knows, the things you might think you know but maybe don't, that you need to acknowledge to really lead effectively and drive the transformations your organization needs? What are your blind spots?